Let me get to the legend. Right there. So, what a day. My arms are so sore. I don't know. I swam, well, for this summer, the longest swim hours. We spent hours in the water. We had a great time. Oh my gosh. If I told you, I would have loved to have gone live after the fireworks and showed you what we were doing, because you would be flipping out. So my cousin, who is an only child, so you know, I'm the closest thing he has to a sister. It's, you know, and we're very close, but my aunt was up, who's his mother, and my uncle, who passed away a few years ago. They were the closest thing my kids had to grandparents, because my parents, my younger kids, okay, my older kids had grandparents. But then they passed away, and so my younger kids, the closest thing they had to grandparents was my father's brother and his wife, so my aunt and my uncle. So it's very close, and plus they're extremely close to my cousin's kids. And so my cousin's daughter was up from, and they live in Edisto, where we go on vacation. She was up with her boyfriend, is a really great guy, and then my aunt was up, and then my cousin had a bunch of friends that come up every year on the 4th of July, so we all know each other very well. But two of the guys are like really like super duper athletic, like triathlon, Ironman people, okay? In fact, when my daughter was running the New York Marathon, this is how long they've been coming up, you know, the guy was running with her, so he was always pushing. So the day before yesterday, we had swimming races and kayak races. I mean, it was like crazy. And then today, okay, after like literally, I swam for probably 3 hours, and then it rained. That's the only reason we came in. And then it stopped, back in, then I went home, took a shower, went back out again. We ate, and then the fireworks, and after the fireworks, one of the guys says, "You want to play a game?" So my aunt's like, my 99-year-old aunt, which she would be flipping out if you could see my 99-year-old aunt. And you know, and I noticed on the wall in the house, there was a dedicated plaque to her, that she climbed this mountain. I think it was in the Shawangungs. And she did that when she was like 76 years old, okay? And it's so funny because when they tell you what we played, you had to take a deck of cards, and then they had numbers for, you know, of course the numbers 2 through 10 are self-explanatory, but then when they were jacks, kings, queens, you know, it was 12, 13, 14, and an ace was 15. And you had to do push-ups. So they go, is Aunt Ruth going to do this? And she goes, no, because I don't want to, I would smoke you all. You know, I don't want to do, she does a great sense of humor. She's sharp as a tack. And she's in great shape. I mean, she can walk, and she walks like fast. She doesn't have like an old person shuffle or anything like that. She walks fast. Yeah, you would think if you saw her that she was probably 70 years old. But anyway, she's like putting dishes away. Like, she lives by herself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway. So they were playing this game. Oh my gosh. And my cousin's daughter, she was really good at the push-ups. We were just watching. They were going crazy. And Jimmy then was doing like these clapping push-ups. So then they're so completely competitive. It was hysterical. So we stayed so late there. And then Jimmy was playing. And then there was another woman there that she was singing, and then oh gosh, they could have stayed all night long. The kids have to go. They were falling asleep. Luke's got to work tomorrow, so yeah. Anyway, so we had a good time, but I'm like beat. Like I just feel so. It's the first like really. I was in the water the other day for like an hour, but this was like I was really cooking, swimming. Anyway, so yeah, just a little bit like I can feel it in my muscles, tired. But anyway, we have things to talk about. Hi, Cato. Hi, Judy. Hi, Judy. And hi, Astro from space. How are you? Okay, so I have things I want to talk about, but I think what I'm going to do is read something. Not everybody sees my community posts. I don't think a lot of you did. Who in here saw my community post? I don't think a lot of you see it. I know on some devices you don't get community posts, and I know that. So I want to read you my community post because I think it's important, and I think everybody should see it in this community, and I want to make sure of that. What do I want to do? I want to go to here. And post. Okay, let me just pull this over here. Is this the community post? I think so, yeah. Just want to make it a little larger. So, it says, when people try to do everything possible to break you, to destroy everything you have worked so hard to create, to hurt you by attacking your family and friends, to rip apart the very community that supports you when you need it the most, it can feel like you are living each day in a never-ending nightmare. You pray for the light to shine and expose the truth, to illuminate the extreme manipulation, gaslighting, and lies that are being used to destroy you. Yet it remains dark, and it seems like evil is winning. This is when you have to pray the hardest and never lose your belief that things will be used for your good and that every trial will make you stronger and better. Sometimes, just someone opening their eyes and acknowledging all the deception and lies can give you the hope you need to go on. Someone who takes their time to help right incredible wrongs is appreciated more than you could ever imagine. For so long, these great deceivers had the wool pulled over everyone's eyes. It hurt deeply that people did not know me or my heart. They treated me like filth, all because someone lied about me. There was no proof of these awful things spread about me, but I was still condemned, as was my family and friends. To those who never wavered, I love you more than you know. I will never forget that you stood by and believed in me. I know we are moving forward, and we are going to be stronger than ever. The truth is coming to light, and this is only the beginning for all of us. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to read some of the comments. Rosalita says, Amen, Carolyn. The lies flow out of their mouths with venom. Hours-long lives. And if you tallied their most common of words, Carolyn, she, and Merb, they are said thousands of times. The sick obsession is frightening. The rumors passed around with no proof, telling everyone you have never worked a real job, besides YouTube being your job. At least 90% of those women know you held long-time employment with much success. You have shared all this over the years. Nobody speaks up. only jumping on the wagon of lies. How do these women lay their heads down in peace? Geriatric bullies celebrating hate. There's lyrics in a Tim McGraw song. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. I replied back to Rosalita, thank you, Rosalita. You don't know how much it means to me. I cannot comprehend the lies they are telling when they know they are false. They said I did not have custody of my older kids, that I called people's jobs and had them fired, that I blackmailed people, that I harassed people who left, that I did so many horrific things to be deemed the most dangerous person on YouTube, and yet they cannot provide proof of any of these things that make, hold on a minute, me extremely dangerous. No one asks for proof. They just jump on the hate bandwagon and start spouting the same lies. It is utterly disgusting. And when you consider these are women for the most part in their 60s and 70s, it really makes it that much more unbelievable. I applaud you for coming here, especially since they have said I am more dangerous than Charles Manson. And if you think that's a joke, it's not. They said I am the most dangerous person on YouTube and that I am worse than Charles Manson. Yes. Okay. To Scooter gives hearts. Kimberly Faith gives hearts. Sandy's Kitchen says much love to you, my friend. Ruth, good to see you again. Kelly Bondizos is sending you love. Sassy Dorsey, hearts. Dylan Flynn says, I know that feeling, Carolyn. I'm still here. Dylan, one of my first moderators with Sharon. It's funny how neither of them have been all the things that they say I do to people, right? Jen Grill, hugs. Lisa Hobbs says, sending love and support, Carolyn. I have never left for 1 second. You have always been so kind and caring to me. Manager of Three Monsters says, I love you, honey. Always got you. Then I said, love you too, and Scooter too, I guess. LOL. There was another. Let me see. Well, how come it's not showing? Because I know Frilly. Oh, here, yeah. Then Frilly Farm. Isn't that weird how you have to do it differently? Frilly Farmhouse. Exactly. The Geriatrics Mean Girls Club of YouTube. Weak women attack other women to make themselves feel better. If they think their little haters video about me got to me, LOL, I laughed till I had tears. So I guess they attacked Frilly Farmhouse because it just showed how old and outdated and pathetic they are. They see a 5-minute video and they think they know your life. It's so weird. You can't help but laugh at their ignorance. I can't imagine spending my life obsessed with YouTube creators. And I said, I know, and you better be careful. Didn't they tell you they are not obsessed with me? They really don't even care about me. However, they have to warn everyone I am the most dangerous person on YouTube. They are heroes for standing up against me because I am worse than Charles Manson, they say. And this is not a joke. This is what they say. They say they don't even care about me and then spend 12 hours talking about me. They say they don't even care about me and they watch every single thing that I do. They're watching right now. They'll watch tomorrow. They'll watch this over and over until they memorize every word out of my mouth. And then they say, we're not obsessed with her. We don't even care about her. What we're doing is being a champion for the truth. We're warning everybody about her because she's worse than Charles Manson. She's the most extremely dangerous person on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty sick stuff, isn't it? But I know some people didn't see that. So anyway, it says, there is nothing kept secret that will not come to light. Luke 8:17. So that was my thank you. I wanted everybody to see it. I appreciate all of you that come here, even though I'm extremely dangerous. And it's very appreciated. You are Carolyn. Because of my, oh yes, my nail polish color. Yeah, I know. It's makes me very dangerous, doesn't it? Okay. So, let's see here. Now we're going to go to our other stuff, which is we're going to go to Louisiana first. So we have a Louisiana man, 23 years old, was charged this week with gunning down his grandparents. Colby Stokes allegedly shot Beverly and Carly Stokes Wednesday afternoon, and then he walked to the neighbor's house and confessed. Washington Parish Sheriff Jason Smith said, "It's kind of a domestic dispute that escalated to the point where now it's not recoverable, and the extended family is going to be dealing with the consequences of this for a long time." Beverly Stokes was taken to the hospital where she died, and Carly Stokes was pronounced dead at the scene. The grandson was initially charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, but the charges were upgraded to first-degree murder on Thursday. He is also facing charges of cruelty to animals, being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm, and aggravated second-degree battery. He apparently suffered from mental health issues as well as drug and alcohol abuse. Such circumstances leading to murder aren't uncommon in the parish. We have a large segment of our population that struggles with drug abuse and mental health issues. Stokes also confessed to deputies. Unbelievable. So what was the point that he had to kill them? I don't know. And that missing Arizona woman was found the remains of Kelly Padachowski. They were found after a week-long investigation into her disappearance, which included the arrest of her husband for aggravated assault. The Flagstaff police did not say where the remains of the 45-year-old woman were found. They didn't provide any more information about the discovery. Daniel Padachowski, 58, was arrested Monday night. We took an extensive look into this through their Facebook and showed you that he was older than her. They had 2 young children. Kelly was reported missing at 7:30 p.m. Sunday by her husband, who said she had left home about 6 hours earlier to go on a run and then a swim, but she never came home. Investigators say they located her vehicle at the Campbell Mesa trailhead in Flagstaff, and officials launched a search and rescue mission at the trail with a state helicopter providing aerial support for search crews on foot and horseback. Investigators later determined that Kelly Padachowski's cell phone was in the area of Schultz Creek Trail around 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, and that her husband was seen in the same area about an hour later. We talked about all this. And that the wife's cell phone pinged at the family home at about 12:15 p.m. Her vehicle, a Mazda CX-5, and her husband were then seen at the Campbell Mesa trailhead at about 1:30 p.m. When Daniel reported his wife missing, he said he thought she might be in the area of Lake Mary, which is several miles from Campbell Mesa. Her remains were found at about 10 a.m. on Friday. Daniel Patachowski is being held on a $500,000 bond. I'm sure we're going to have upgraded charges for him very soon. Okay, let's see here now. This is unbelievable. This one I'm going to show you. And this woman, she actually looks a little bit like that. Do you remember that nanny show, Super Nanny or something? I don't know. She just reminds me of that woman. But a German woman has been sentenced, listen to this, only 7.5 years in prison for manslaughter after she dropped her daughter out of a window last year. Katarina Jovanovic, 28 years old. According to prosecutors, Jovanovic had secretly given birth at home on September 12th. Then she dropped her newborn daughter from her apartment window at a height of approximately 12 feet. Passerby found the baby with a shattered skull and contacted the police. Jovanovic had become an executive at Porsche. She feared that being a new mom would jeopardize her career, so yeah, just throw the baby out the window. Prosecutors said the accused was not prepared to put her life plans, especially her professional advancement, on hold for a child. That was her decision when the baby was born, and as a result, the criteria for a murder conviction are fulfilled. The defense argued that the defendant didn't know she was pregnant and panicked once she gave birth. It is a drama that affects me personally. My client did not even know she was pregnant, said the defense attorney. When she suddenly held the baby in her hands, she was in an exceptional psychological situation. It was an accident. She dropped the baby. Really? How come she didn't alert the police? How come she didn't go running down? Yeah. How the child ended up over the windowsill remains to be determined. Wow, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. They go all through. I just don't understand these women that just kill their baby after they have it. It's just crazy. But up for a doubt, you know how many? Oh my gosh. Okay, now we have police in Mississippi tracked down a man on Wednesday that he was arrested for brutally killing his girlfriend and leaving her body in the car in a Gulfport cemetery. Officials in Tennessee had recently released Bryson John Rivers, 23 years old, from jail on bond, and he was charged with especially aggravated kidnapping, aggravated stalking, and coercion of a witness while he and Lauren Johansson, 22, were vacationing in Nashville. Bryson was arrested in December of 2023 after Johansson's family called Nashville dispatchers and told them she had called screaming, afraid that Bryson was going to kill her. Police found the vehicle and said they could hear Johansson banging the inside trying to escape. She was able to do so after officers arrived, but Bryson was reaching for a gun in the back seat as she did so. Officers stopped him and took him into custody. The Davidson County Sheriff's Department released him from custody on June 24th after a judge lowered his bond from $250,000 to $150,000. Family members reported Johansson missing from Mississippi, where she was working on a nursing degree at the University of Southern Mississippi. on Wednesday. At about 3 p.m., officials found her car in the Wolf River Cemetery in Gulfport, about 70 miles from where she was reported missing. They saw Bryson running from the vehicle as they approached, and there they found her body wrapped inside a sheet. The Harrison County Sheriff's Office, assisted by the Biloxi Police, the Mississippi Highway Patrol, and the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, launched a search with canine units, drones, and helicopters. Eventually, the Gulfport Police, D'Iberville Police, the Hancock County Sheriff's Department, and the Mississippi Wildlife and Fisheries assisted in the search. Bryson's father, not Bryson's father, I'm so sorry. Lauren Johansson's father, Lance Johansson, said that officials in Nashville did not tell the family Bryson had been released from jail and did not fit him with a GPS monitor as they were supposed to do. They let him out, they didn't tell us. They didn't put an ankle monitor on him, they just let him walk out of jail. The father said the district attorney's office left a voicemail a week after Bryson was set free. The father said he was in Gulfport helping look for his daughter's car. Its OnStar pinged in the coastal town, although it took some effort to get police to search for it. And I quote him saying, "I knew she was dead. When we got there, her car was in the middle of the cemetery, and she was in the back of the car, wrapped up in sheets and trash bags. She was basically beaten to death. Her face was smashed in. Her head was smashed in. She was brutally beaten to the point she couldn't see out of either eye. When she finally died, there were multiple holes in her head. I helped the coroner lift her body out of the car. It was just mutilated." Wow, what a thing for a father to have to do. Oh my gosh. Her father said, "The criminal justice system in Nashville failed my daughter and my family." Bryson has now been charged with first-degree murder and is being held on a $1 million bond. Oh my gosh. How horrible. They do that. And we have a 37-year-old South Carolina man. That guy's 37. Wow, that guy looks like about 60. 37-year-old South Carolina man has been arrested and charged with the murder of his mother last December. The Lexington County Sheriff's Office say Terry Lee Self Jr. used a ligature to strangle Regina Arroyo, and then he dumped her body into the Edisto River. Oh my gosh. A canoer found the body of the suspect's mother in the Edisto River on December 3rd, Lexington County Sheriff Jay Kuhn said. Detectives confirmed the suspect and his mother were at the suspect's house and left there together after an argument. Self is currently behind bars in Richland County. On an unrelated charge, he was denied bond in the Lexington County case on Monday. Arroyo was 56. She was reported missing on November 30th. Missy Chrysler, Lee's sister, said that her brother had shown a marked personality change in recent months that alarmed the family. She said, and I quote, "I didn't want to believe it, though. Like, who would kill their mother? You know, like my brother wouldn't have done that. But I denied it up until an investigator told me he had done it." She said her mother was always there for him, including the first time he went to prison in New York State. Lexington County officials say he'd been booked into jail there 6 times since 2016. And the sister said, and I quote, "My mom would always do for him, no matter what he did. She forgave him, tried to help him the best that she could. He's my son. What am I to do?" Wow. And then he killed her. Put her in the river. Wow. Okay, and then we have another South Carolina. Where's the one that was missing? Okay, hang on. We're going to do this first bit because then there's a South Carolina woman found murdered, but her children ended up in New Jersey. But right away, we're going to talk about 3 people have been arrested months after a missing 20-year-old Georgia woman was found dead in Tennessee. 3 suspects have been charged with concealing her death, and their names are Maury Ange, Faith Martinez. This is her. Maury Ange, Faith Martinez was reported missing August of 2023, almost a year ago. She was last seen leaving the county jail in Gwinnett County, but her last known location was in unincorporated Cobb County. Her remains were found in Hamilton County, Tennessee on January 5th. The suspects are Alan Kerr, Sean Deschauser, and Jasmine Craig. Kerr and Deschauser, I know that I'm butchering that, were already behind bars on drug charges. And Jasmine Craig was arrested in Kansas, where she's awaiting extradition. Cobb County Police said they're not going to release anything more for right now. They'll release more soon. So, now where is... Oh, here we go. Got my other South Carolina woman. Hang on. A South Carolina... Oh my gosh, I can't even speak tonight. South Carolina woman was found dead on Friday after New Jersey State Police requested a welfare check. 2 young brothers were also part of the welfare check, were not present at the Charleston County location where their mother's body was found. 30 minutes later, Charleston County Sheriff's Office said the boys, ages 4 and 9, were located and were with family in New Jersey. The coroner has not yet released the name of the deceased woman and no other further details about her death. So anyone with information has to call 843-202-1700, so we don't know much about that yet. And we'll update as it becomes. And then we have this missing 17-year-old Tennessee girl was found dead on the side of the road, and they suspect foul play. The remains of 17-year-old Trinity Bostick, she was reported missing in Macon County, were found, she was reported missing on Sunday. They were found Wednesday by a subcontractor picking up trash on the side of a busy Hendersonville road. Police say foul play was involved in Trinity's death, and anyone with information is asked to call 615-822-1111 or Hendersonville Crime Stoppers 625-594-4113. Sounds so familiar with the name Trinity. The police department declined to release any further information to maintain the integrity of the investigation. Cause of death is pending autopsy. And police need help locating a missing Texas boy. He has been missing nearly 1 month, and they're seeking the public's help. The teenager is missing from Austin. He disappeared nearly a month ago. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Christopher Rodriguez Diaz was last seen on June 14th after he left his home in Austin and didn't return. Police suspect that he may still be in the Texas area and that he could be around Pflugerville or Round Rock areas. He's described as 6 foot tall, brown eyes, black hair, and weighing about 100 pounds. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to contact Austin Police Department at 512-974-5000. I hope he's found alive and well. It's sad, a month he's missing. Okay. And to that, we're going to go to the Long Island serial killer. The New York authorities say they have identified at least 15 credible reports of the accused Gilgo Beach, Long Island serial killer Rex Heuermann having contact with sex workers. Suffolk County Sheriff Errol Tolan Jr. revealed that since Heuermann's arrest last year, they have interviewed 298 sex workers housed in correctional facilities in Suffolk and Nassau counties. Tolan said that they also plan to interview sex workers at Rikers Island later this month. Last July, police, it was a year ago, guys. Can you believe that? Last July, police arrested Heuermann in Manhattan for the 2009 and 2010 murders of 3 women at Gilgo Beach on Long Island. Heuermann is charged with the murders of Melissa Barthelemy, 24 years old, Megan Waterman, 22 years old, Amber Lynn Costello, 27 years old. And just this past January, he was charged with also killing 25-year-old Maureen Branyard Barnes. Last month, Suffolk County prosecutors charged Heuermann with murdering Jessica Taylor and Sandra Costella. Heuermann has pleaded not guilty to all 6 murders. He's due back in court on July 30th. Let's see what happens now. They're connecting him maybe to many more. And I don't know if they found this woman, but I'm just going to put it out there and just try to help in some way if she's still missing. Police in Michigan are searching for a woman. Wow, her picture didn't show up. Hang on. There we go. A woman with Alzheimer's who disappeared on Friday in Genesee County, according to the Genesee Township Police. Brenda Elaine Etherington, 76 years old, wandered away from her residence in the 1000 block of Genesee Road on the 4th of July and never returned. Police say she may act confused and combative if approached. She could also be asking for assistance to get to Florida. She is described as a white female, 5'5", weighing about 100 pounds. She was last seen wearing gray pants and a gray zip-up sweatshirt and white slippers. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is urged to contact 911 immediately. Place she's found. Okay, and then another missing girl here, 14 years old, missing from a group trip. New Orleans police are seeking help from the public in finding a 14-year-old girl suspected to be a trafficking victim. The New Orleans Police Department say that Crystal Chinchilla Gonzalez was last seen on May 22nd during a day trip to a museum in downtown New Orleans. She's been classified as a critical missing juvenile. She left the group at some point during the trip and didn't return. Authorities fear she may have fallen prey to trafficking. She's described as 5'2", weighing about 135 pounds, last seen wearing a black Harley-Davidson pullover and blue yoga-style jumpsuit. Anyone with information is urged to contact NOPD, Special Investigations Unit at 504-658-5267. Okay, hello, Kevin Leonard. Trinity was found unclothed, and that's why they're saying foul play. Okay, thank you, Astro. Hello, Binky. Evie. All right, hang on. We're going to go on now. Two teenage girls drown off Coney Island in New York. I wonder if that was a riptide. Police say two teenagers drowned in the waters off of Coney Island on Friday night, 17 and 18 years old. They went missing in the water at 8:10 p.m. The girls were taken to the Coney Island Hospital where they were pronounced dead, and this came a week after two teenage boys were found dead after being swept off of Jacobs Reese Park in the Rockaway in Queens. Yikes. Poor kids. And then we have Ireland, which we don't usually see a lot of cases from, but they have a mother and daughter who were the victims of a road rage incident. Aisling Moore, 46, and her 8-year-old daughter Abigail Moore Tourney died after their car collided with a lorry on July 2nd. A mother and daughter from Ireland are being laid to rest after dying in a car crash together earlier this week. On Tuesday, July 2nd at approximately 5:45 p.m., Aisling Moore, 46, and her 8-year-old daughter Abigail died in a road traffic collision with a lorry on N26 in Lismore, Foxford County, Mayo. Ireland's National Police and Security Service confirmed in a statement, authorities are continuing to investigate the collision and have requested for witnesses to come forward, according to that statement. Per the obituary website, funeral details for the late mother and daughter have not been released. Let's see something here. They said, what are they saying? Let me see. They said, Foxford Parish priest Father Padre Costello said per Irish news outlet that it was a devastating scene when he attended the scene of the crash shortly after it happened. All I could think of was the family, because they would be getting the news later on. It was just so sad. According to the RTE, the driver of the other vehicle was taken to the hospital, though his injuries were understood to not be life-threatening. The Parents Association of St. Aidan's National School, where Abigail was a pupil, paid tribute on Facebook, saying it is with very heavy hearts and great sadness that we hear about the tragic deaths of second-class pupil Abigail Moore and her loving mother Aisling. Abigail was a beautiful child, so full of life, always smiling. It's heartbreaking to think she has been taken so suddenly in such a tragic way. She was a much valued pupil and friend of second class. All her friends adored her, as she was always so much fun to be around. The mother was so well known and liked among all the parents within our school community. She always had a kind word for everyone. She was a beautiful soul. Her gentle presence always brought a sense of calm. She was so devoted and proud of Abigail, you would never see one without the other. Aisling and Abigail, you will be forever a part of our school community, and we will always remember the joy and love you brought to it. Now, Abigail and Aisling will be sadly missed by Abigail's father, Arnaud, her half-sister, Alexia, her French grandparents. They will be also missed by Aisling's parents, brothers, Eddie, Stephen, sister Anita, sister-in-laws, Louise, Charlene, and brothers-in-law, Declan, nieces, nephews. But why did they say it was road rage? Oh, I'm sorry. So it was a devastating road collision. It wasn't a road rage. It was a devastating road collision. Well. Let's see what else we have. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. The new COVID variant is on the rise. That LB1 is the latest subvariant to make headlines as it circles the United States. It's highly contagious. It emerged shortly after the flirt variants, including KP3, KP2, and it's causing an increased proportion of infections. The United States is seeing an uptick in cases and emergency room visits around the country. Some are concerned about a summer wave. Didn't this happen last summer, though? I kind of remember this with these other variants. I think I do. As of June 22nd, let's see, LB1 is the third leading variant in the United States right now, trailing close behind the dominant KP3, KP2. As of June 22nd, KP3 accounts for an estimated 33% of cases in the United States. The next most common variant is KP2, which makes up 21% of the cases, followed by LB1, which is driving 17.5% of the cases. Since the end of May, the share of cases caused by LB1 has more than doubled, according to the CDC. Let's see. Now, overall COVID-19 numbers, including hospitalizations and deaths, are relatively low compared to the winter, but it's clear that it's on the rise. let's see what there's going on. It says, as of now, early July, we're not seeing any major nationwide surge in cases, but cases are moving up in some places, said Andrew Pecosi, virologist at Johns Hopkins. The country is likely in the beginning of a wave, but it's still too early to tell how the trends will unfold over the summer. Okay. So why is LB1 more transmissible? So same symptoms: sore throat, cough, fever, congestion, runny nose, fever, chills, headache, muscle aches, new loss of smell or taste, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Okay, so, well, that's that. Let's see what else we've got. Oh my goodness. Trying to see if there's anything else we want to discuss here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, chia seed recall. FDA issues the highest risk level on chia seed. Oh my gosh, this is crazy, right? Now we've got chia seed being recalled. Recalled batches of chia seeds have been given the highest risk classification by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. So check your chia seeds, people, please. Please check your chia seeds. Comedian Tony Knight dies at 54 years old after a tree fell on him. Oh, yeah, I gotta tell you guys this one. Listen to this. Karen Reed, remember the hung jury? Well, a photo came out with her in a very cozy pose. Guess who she's with? Guess who she is with? That's her attorney, Alan Jackson, and they arrived at a restaurant in Boston on Thursday, June 27th. Yeah. The photo was taken outside a restaurant. Photo of Karen Reed's lawyer with his arms around his smiling client's waist and chest could potentially hurt a retrial. Alan Jackson is a high-powered defense attorney who successfully fended off a murder charge against Reed, and he was seen in a picture that was obtained by several media outlets in a cozy embrace. Perception is everything, and if that photo is authenticated of the lawyer cuddling with his client, I can certainly tell you that's something that's not a good look, said a former homicide detective, Ted Williams. Jackson has not responded to requests from the media on that, Jackson and David Yannetti were Karen Reed's powerhouse attorneys who argued accusations that Karen Reed killed her boyfriend. Boston police officer John O'Keefe were part of an elaborate cover-up and frame job, and they successfully planted enough seeds of doubt that the jury was deadlocked after nearly 26 hours of deliberation, and it ended in a mistrial. Karen Reed is a 44-year-old financial analyst, and she walked out of the Dedham, Massachusetts courthouse a free woman after 2 years of conspiracies and venomous rhetoric against Reed and O'Keefe family and friends. However, it's not over. The Commonwealth intends to retry the case, prosecutors said before a smiling Reed and her lawyers when they were done speaking to supporters and news outlets after Monday's mistrial. Okay, so what do you think about that? I don't know, right? Okay, and now we're going to talk about our Life After Lockup, Episode 5, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So just hang on a minute. Let me get back to our chat here. What the heck, right, Kato? What the heck? What about who? Who's Estefane? Okay, let me get to Gypsy Rose. Episode 5 of this crazy thing. Okay, so they get the puppy. There's hardly anything about getting the puppy, except that they're just, you see them taking tags, hold on a minute, off of dog toys and little dog blankets, but there's really not the fuss you would expect over the puppy at all. They literally just meet this woman like some kind of a strip mall, thank you. She gets in the car. I don't even know if they even talked about what the dog's name was. I mean, we know what the dog's name was, but they barely gave it any airtime. Really, it was like ridiculous. Anyway, she goes on spends some time with her sister, who immediately talks to her about her sex life and what she's doing, and then Gypsy tells her that, well, they had unprotected sex and he did something that. And she's like, oh my gosh, when was that? And she's like, well, if it happens, it happens, or whatever. And this is like, no, you're within this time period, and goes and gets her the morning after pill, and then they have this big thing where she takes it, and meanwhile she calls Ryan on the phone, and of course it's being blasted out there about this, which he didn't appreciate that he said, you can talk to your sister about it, that's fine, but why would you blast this on the air? And then she got all pissy, and she's like, oh, I didn't know that you were a teacher and that this would be something I didn't know. It just, again, no responsibility in anything. And she's all about Ken. You can see the writing on the wall. Her stepmother's all about Ken. Her sister doesn't seem to like Ryan. And she's constantly like texting someone in the car, and he's saying like, who is that? And she's like, it's my sister, right? But she's just, really, I think Gypsy is just a little manipulative person. She gets a real rise out of number one, thinking that, oh, Ken is, fawning over her, and then all of this, and like trying to needle Ryan with that stuff. And here's the other thing. You think it's going to end with Ken? Do you really think that she's not going to be happy? Because you see, she thinks she has a stripper body, said she has a stripper body. If she gets any attention on social media or some guy comes on to her, she's going to leave Ken in a heartbeat. It's going to be the way with her. It's just, I don't know, she's living just a life, like, it's nuts. And then she was telling the sister she had scheduled an operation to have that, she wants her nose straightened out, like that bump she has, that hump thing on her nose, to be straightened out. So she can't have that if she's pregnant. That was another reason she wanted to get these pills. And then there was another procedure she was going to have, her teeth, and she wouldn't be able to get that done. So that was another reason. But then when she went home, her and Ryan had this, fight. He was upset about stuff, and she was just like, stop, you're reminding me of my mom. And that just sounds like, that's exactly what she does to get by. I think a lot of people really found Gypsy in this episode, that it just comes through about just how, number one, she just, she got married, she just threw the marriage away. She was like right on to the next thing. She is very immature, but she's extremely manipulative. She thinks she's some big star, some celebrity. She's a murderer, okay? She doesn't seem to comprehend the difference. And then she bought a whole bunch of clothes with her sister, and they went to her parents' house, and we see that Ken's brought into the last episode. He wants to talk about things, and Ken, I'm telling you, seems like an opportunist too, because he said something like, oh, I can't believe how popular she was. It sounded like he had second thoughts about riding the Gypsy train all the way for whatever he could use that for. That's exactly what it sounds like. Sorry to say. And what else happened that episode? Trying to think. It's centered on this whole Ken thing, not on the dog, not on her life with Ryan or anything like that. Okay, so I don't know if any of you saw it, if you had, let me see, any interesting insights on that. Let's see. She's gonna get an OnlyFans soon. You watched it, but you fell asleep. Back alley. That scene was underdeveloped. Wait. What are we talking about, kiddo? Which one? What's the back alley scene? About the dog? I don't know. Hang on a minute. Okay, now here's Kevin. You asked me something about Ken's sexuality. You said you had heard something about it. Well, I see something about it now. So it says Ken has publicly addressed, it says Ken has publicly addressed and denied the rumors about his sexuality in past relationships. Moving forward, any speculation about Ken being gay or bisexual will not be tolerated. So they're saying that, I don't know who put that out there, but that he has denied it, said that's not the case. So yeah, well, I think we'll just leave it at that, because I didn't, let me see here. Yeah, it looks like it is. So that's done there. And what is this about? Ryan says he never kept Gypsy away from her family. They lived 3 hours away from each other. He still drove there to see them. Ryan was crying on a TikTok live. Why was he crying? Why was he crying? I think he started crying because he was remembering that Rod took him aside after Gypsy got out, and he thanked Ryan for being there over the past 3 years. Ryan was saying he and Gypsy talked 3 to 4 hours a day for years. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, it really wasn't, that was about it on that. You see the writing on the wall with her going back to Ken, and apparently they're trying to get Ken to say stuff, and I think he'll be on the next week's Monday's 2 days from now episode. Let's see what else. Okay, I'm going to, let's see, the puppy. Oh yeah. That was a crazy thing, right? Okay, I'm going to do the word cookie daily. That's how we wind down around here, because I am getting exhausted. I was already exhausted. My body's tired. I swam so much, and it's a good kind of tired that you just want to go to sleep. You know what I mean? Your body's like exhausted. You just want to just get cozy and go to sleep. So we'll do the daily. July 6th, no, say, listen, so. But I do have a very special afternoon live on the 9th, and I have another really special one on the 16th. So I hope that you're going to tune into our new series It's going to be 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, and I'll try to get a thumbnail up. Hi, Murder of Crows. Let's see. What did you say there? Gang? Gang? Oh, gang. Alright, let's see. What do you got there? Oh, no, there's no I. Oh, and, yeah. Can you help? Can you help? If you guys look at that, I'll be, oh boy. Den, okay. Den and Edge, Den, Dean. Dean is a good one, let's see. Okay. Oh, Jean. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just tired. I don't know. What do you guys think? Nag? And a gad? Okay. Let's see. Oh, nagged. Yeah, that's a good one. Beautiful. Now we just need one more. Oh, what about ended? Did we do ended? Oh no, there's only one N. Sorry. Egged. Egged. Okay, let's see. I think you're right. Oh, thank you, Bardo Crows, you're right. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, just hang here for a second. I've got to go get my, I've got to get changed. I'm too hot in this sweatshirt. Just wait, because I can't even, I feel like I'm going to pass out. So hang on a minute, and then I'm going to start the new Zoom. So just talk amongst yourselves for a second, please. I'll be right back. I don't know what's going on here with. I'll be right back.
we have something down here to change into, so that's good. We've done laundry. Next to go upstairs, so that's good.
Okay, that's much better. I feel much better. Okay. So it feels like it's hotter now than I think it was today. It's so crazy. I don't know what's going on. Are we going back into a heat wave, or what are we doing? Okay, what does it do? Oh, keeps your old brain active. Okay, let's play one more game. Well, I mean, we'll do a little bit of this. Or, yeah. Law. Beautiful. Or, right. Okay. Warlord. Very good. Oh. Well, looks good, yeah. Owl. Okay, very good. World. Very good. Murder. That's great. Alright, I'm going to open up, I think I'm going to open up the new Zoom. The new Zoom video is coming straight for you. So it wants me to get off. Leave the meeting. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I have to open a new meeting. New meeting. I'm back. And the other meeting, yep. Here is all. Okay, let me see here. Participants. We should have changed that to celebrants. Celebrities. Copy invitation. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to go put that somewhere. And that somewhere is going to be Slack, right? That's where I'm going to put that. Because I am going to be signing off here. General. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to say goodbye to all our friends and their families. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless, prayers, and thank you. I'm just exhausted. I'm going to go to bed. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.